He's a guy that's coming up, trying to prove himself. He's been calling my name for years.
If rematch don't, you know what I'm saying, happen, we gonna run it.
Gotcha.
The Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch is reportedly happening. Things got heated in a live interview when Davis snapped at Roach, making it clear he's coming for revenge. "It's part of boxing," Tank said, brushing off the tension.
I have to come with it all. I have to do more. Obviously, just to secure the win is doing just enough to get a draw.
On the outside, and I just want to help, like I said, the fighters.
The rematch is a huge opportunity for Lamont Roach to prove he can beat a champion like Tank Davis. Roach has been vocal about wanting the fight as soon as possible, knowing this is his chance to make history. As of now, the highly anticipated rematch is potentially set for June 21st in Las Vegas, promising an electrifying showdown. Both fighters are ready, and the boxing world is watching closely.
So the Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch is being targeted for June 21st in Las Vegas. Now, it's good that they're running it back without wasting any time, because Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. I mean, I thought he outboxed Tank the last time around. He came up a division as a gigantic 10-1 underdog, and he was the one on the front foot, landing his jab, the body shots, the combinations, throwing a lot more volume. I had it 7-5 Roach, and the no knockdown in round 9 was the reason it was a draw. If that knockdown was scored, that would have been a decision for Roach. But with all that being said, I do like Tank a lot more in the rematch. I thought he fought way too much on the back foot in the first fight, especially the first few rounds. He would land 1 or 2 punches per round. But as he started becoming the aggressor in the later rounds, he kept landing a lot more left hands and body shots. So Tank just needs to make this a dogfight, get into more exchanges, and that's where he'll land a lot more punches on Roach. When he's sitting on the back foot waiting for a counter, that's where Roach is comfortable and winning most of the rounds. So if Tank can fight the same way he did against Ryan Garcia, rounds 3 to 7, against Mario Barrios in the later rounds, or Frank Martin rounds 4 to 8, if he's the one on the front foot, then I do think he'll stop Roach in the rematch.
Lamont Roach has made it clear that Steve Willis cannot be the referee for the rematch due to the controversy surrounding his decisions in the first fight. Many believe that Willis favored Tank Davis by failing to count a crucial moment where Davis took a knee. This has fueled debate among boxing analysts and fans, with some arguing that the fight could have gone in Roach's favor had the correct call been made.
The part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own. You know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But 2 is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
Before I jabbed him. Even that right hand that, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it. But after that, you could see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you could see him wipe his other eye. So it's like it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say, it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you could see me like, nigga, what you talking about? So
right,
but you say you don't think he willing though.
Whatever. See, but who cares? Like, sweat gonna get in your eye, blood gonna get in your eye.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Spit fucking around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on,
take
ref.
no time out.
You can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No, he can't do the next fight.
Right.
No.
Pops, it's a no?
Hell no.
Yeah, fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
You know how many
put Coach Ben on him, man. He lucky he ain't running Coach Ben after that fight.
But look how many times he fight up though. Right. The knee, him going to the corner to get assistance, like who knows? Not saying that they did any cheating like that. But like he wiped his face with a towel. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do none of that.
Right.
That's a disqualification. You turned your back on the ref after you took a knee. Usually the ref will be like, all right, he don't want to fight no more. Fight's off.
One of the biggest controversies in the first bout was the moment when Davis took a knee, which was not counted as a knockdown. Many believe that this decision played a significant role in the fight's outcome. The incident has been widely discussed, with numerous analysts questioning why the referee failed to make the correct call. Roach and his camp believe that if the right decision had been made, it could have changed the result of the fight. The rematch between Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis is expected to be one of the biggest boxing matches in recent times. Fans are eagerly waiting to see the true outcome of this rivalry and determine who the best fighter truly is. Roach has already proven that he can compete with Davis at the highest level, and many believe that he deserves another shot to settle the score once and for all.
You got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? That is it. Lamont, please say that in the second fight. Any questions? You got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? Like, you got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? Like, hey, bro, be on that. Because here's the thing. He never hurt Roach. Roach just waited. And Roach was squared up and turned sideways. And I'm like, oh, my God. I didn't think he had that. He was like, I'm like, oh, my. And then he just sitting there like, you can't. I know what you're going to do because I've trained with you since we were kids. Tarver beat Roy, but he knew Roy since amateurs. Roy said he never liked fighting sparring partners because they know you so well. I should have listened to Roy.
Tank Davis is eager to make the rematch happen as soon as possible, with May being a potential date. Davis understands that his reputation is on the line after the controversial draw against Roach. He wants to prove to the world that he is the better fighter and erase any doubts about his dominance in the ring. A rematch would give him the perfect opportunity to redeem himself.
We gotta talk about it. So, Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. The fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against a Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was gonna look at them like, I don't want her to braid my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
Before the fight, many fans and analysts did not realize just how good Lamont Roach was. However, his performance against Davis changed that perception entirely. Roach's ability to go toe-to-toe with one of boxing's most feared punchers has made him a rising star in the sport. Stephen A. Smith, a well-known sports commentator, admitted that he underestimated Lamont Roach. He stated that he expected Davis to secure a knockout victory, but was surprised by Roach's resilience and skill.
I expected to see a knockout. I expected to see it come at the hands of Gervonta Tank Davis against a dude that I thought was undersized, that I thought was not on the same level. And my God, was I wrong. So I thought it was apropos that on this particular day, more than a week after Lamont Roach showed up at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, and let everybody know, yo, I'm no joke either. Y'all don't know who the hell I am. I'm here to reintroduce him to the world. A guy that many believe should be the lightweight champion of the world in the sport of boxing. The one and only Lamont Roach joins me right now.
A rematch between Davis and Roach is highly likely, especially since Tank himself has expressed interest in running it back. However, it is uncertain whether this will be Davis's next fight. He has other potential opponents on his list and may choose to face someone else before giving Roach another shot. Nonetheless, fans are pushing for the rematch to happen as soon as possible.
Rematch, that next game, what do you do that you didn't do the first time? Is that a valid question?
Well, I don't know if he pitched a shutout, but he definitely fought a perfect
game.
Perfect fight for him. for that fight, right? So above and beyond what we've ever seen from him, something that people who knew him and knew him personally knew that he has that in him, but being able to do it on the big stage underneath those lights, that's a whole different thing. He was able to do it. You know, it was packed in there. It was 19,000. I was in the room. I mean, they were literally booing him when he was on the Megatron above the ring. You know, so for him to walk into hostile territory, perform the way that he performed from beginning to end, I mean, I tip my hat. It was amazing. But in terms of pitching a shutout, I don't agree. It was a very, very close fight.
No, but what I mean by it is the perfect fight. Can he elevate from that?
Yeah. No, I absolutely understand. So in terms of can he elevate his performance? Yes and no. I don't think he can do anything that he was once he really found his rhythm better, because I think that was literally his catch and shoot, his rolling, his ability to catch those punches, his mindset when he did get touched, his ability to walk through. But I think he can be a little smarter in the way that he cuts off the quadrants of a 12-rounder. Understanding what a 12-rounder and how to fight a 12-rounder is a skill that takes time. You have to go 12 a bunch of times. You have to be world-class guys. Being able to be a little busier for early on to make sure that you understand that you are the B-side. You need to make sure these judges absolutely know without a doubt in their mind that you won that round. Being a little more aggressive early on, letting the hands go a little earlier, putting the exclamation on the points in the early rounds the way they did it the later rounds, I think will make a big difference in how he could actually improve on what he did the first time.
Stephen A. Smith acknowledged that the boxing world owes Roach an apology for doubting him. This recognition from a respected analyst further proves how impressive Roach's performance was.
Without the knee, you have it 7-5 Tank winning it. How does Tank feel after the draw?
I mean,
it seemed like he took it. He seemed like he took it well when he had the mic.
I went to the press with Tank. I mean, we didn't discuss it. You know, I ain't talked to him yet. You know.
Okay. Looking at all the fighters talk about the knee, does that surprise you?
Well, you got haters with everything he do. You know, you just got Tank haters. But you know, fighters been taking knees through the history of boxing. You know, so people want to talk.
So you believe that this was an honest mistake when it came down to Tank taking that knee, or do you feel like this is something that happens in boxing?
It wasn't illegal, so I ain't gonna say it was a mistake.
That's why I asked you.
A rematch between Tank and Roach is highly likely, especially since Tank himself has expressed interest in running it back. However, it's uncertain whether this will be his immediate next fight. Tank has other names on his fight list, and he may want to redeem himself in a different matchup first before facing Roach again. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.